What up, it's your boy viciousfolife, and we are back. We are now reacting to the EA College Football Gameplay Deep Dive blog. We saw the trailer earlier, now let's read up on what changes are coming into EA College Football 25. What to say, man, that trailer was good, so I'm really interested to see how they do with the writing of it. Here's a little bit of the introduction. Once again, we talked about the trailer, but let's just play here. See if there's any changes. Street here and didn't think there were. All right, so we're gonna scroll through here. Pre-game. Campus IQ encompasses the overarching concept that has built gameplay to be what it is today. With that said, college gameplay was built on 3 fundamental pillars, all 22 plus, 134 ways to play, and stories of Saturday. All 22 plus highlights the importance of individual players and their unique abilities and emphasizes the Porky Pig syndrome.
That's all, folks.
Differentiation in talent between the best and worst players in college football. 134 ways to play. From day one, our message was every team is somebody's favorite team. Properly representing offensive schemes from Air Force triple option to the air raid of USC was the utmost important to us. The final pillar, stories of Sunday, seek to encapsulate the raw emotions of these student athletes as they perform under intense pressure in hostile environments. A true freshman is going to respond differently compared to a senior, so getting this right was really important. And that's a good note there. How many times have we seen a Madden someone sub in like a 56 rated linebacker or some other player, and only because they're fast, right? You need to really have it to be where if you put these lower players in the game, you notice a stark difference from, putting them over someone who's more established. I am a big proponent of if someone played or someone's rated lower, they need to show that they're rated lower. You shouldn't be able to like override that with user too much. Now, once again, I get it. You don't want your user to be impacted, but if I'm not using that 56 overall linebacker or receiver and I go to him in a situation, I need to see them fail. Because now I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to use him like that because he's not built for this. So hopefully that's what this means and it carries through in the game. Bringing all these together would ultimately give us bringing all of these together would ultimately have us landing arguably the most important aspect of college football, which is wide open gameplay. And now you get to move to the stick work. That hurdle was so nice to see. From the start, one of our primary objectives was to capture the authenticity and wide open gameplay of college football. We studied and tried to recreate the explosiveness of current and former college football legends. The result is a game that allows you to not only play north and south, but also east and west, thus unlocking a whole new level of excitement to the game. However, we didn't stop there. We introduced an all-new specific run style for different archetypes in college football 25. This will provide a more in-depth and personalized gaming experience, allowing players to mimic the styles of their favorite athletes or create their own unique approach to the game. So they're saying they're giving us different run styles now. Not everyone's going to run the same. Power backs will run a certain way, speed backs will run a certain way, and looks like they're going to have variations within that. So that's really interesting to see. I think we can all say, like, when it comes to Madden, for the most part, we don't really see those different running styles. I think it's all just like, do they have jukebox or not have jukebox? So we're actually going to see natural different running tendencies. I think that would be something that is really key. Welcome to Wear and Tear. Wear and Tear is a feature that takes the football gridiron to an unprecedented level of realism. The feature ensures every hit matters and not all hits are created equal. Wear and Tear is a brand new and unique damage system that adds a whole new layer of depth and strategy to our gameplay and roster management. This is reflective of what we see on Saturdays. Wear and Tear is designed to simulate the real-world effects of fatigue and damage on a player's performance. It operates on a play-to-play and game-to-game basis. If your quarterback has thrown the ball 40 plus times in the game and has taken some shots, don't expect him to be at 100% the following week in Dynasty or Road to Glory. Subtle gameplay components such as getting the ball out early, covering the ball, and just getting out of bounds will be important as ever. Wear and Tear is on for all 22 players on the field. Once again, I said in the trailer, it sounds amazing. It sounds great. It needs to be an online head-to-head. It needs to be. It needs to be. I need to see that if I am running constantly with a running back and they're getting hit stick on all these big hits, that it wears on them. That if I have a wide receiver going over the middle and they get laid out, slam, boom, boom, hit up, putting these positions, that there's an effect. If I have a quarterback who's constantly getting hit late, it needs to show up in the gameplay. I don't like the whole thing that Madden has gotten us used to where there's no consequence. I know people hate injuries and I get that, but I always enjoyed back in the day of Madden where if you're playing a game and someone could just get randomly hurt off of something stupid you did, that was a consequence. Oh, are you running around with Michael Vick? Boom, got his stick, now he's hurt, concussion. Not saying we're gonna get concussions, but he's hurt now, can't be in the game. There needs to be like that consequence because we don't have people playing in Madden with, longevity in mind. And it needs to be a thing where we have them think about, okay, in this online head-to-head rank game, if I want to lose this important player, I'm not going to put them in bad positions. Like, I'm not going to put Tyreek Hill at kick return because he's going to get hit. You know what I mean? We need to have that. So I hope it's in the online head-to-head games. I really do. So how does it work? Every limb and body part of a player is linked with unique attributes. For instance, if your quarterback's throwing arm receives a significant hit, you'll notice a decrease in your throw power and accuracy. Similarly, damage to the legs will impact a player's change of direction and acceleration, making every movement feel slower. Each body part degrades at a different rate, and the player's toughness rating plays a critical role into how much damage is applied on a given hit. The more damage a body part is, the higher the chance and severity of injury. Sounds reasonable so far, makes sense. Doc, I'm hurt. Recovery is also a critical part of its feature. Players will regain health when they're not in the field, during timeouts, at halftime, and between weeks. However, be cautious of your player's workload. The worse a body part is damaged, the slower it recovers. A player can only recover a limited amount of damage during a single game. This encourages strategic planning and management of players to ensure optimal performance. When it comes to management outside the quarterback and offensive line, teams will substitute around the fatigue of a player or banged up body part. If a player gets really banged up on a given play, expect him to sit a play or two, or maybe more out. Later in the game, expectation is that player will have to tough it out. So once again, totally like that system. It does sound more like you're gonna see it in the Dynasty and Road to Glory bits, but I really hope that you can incorporate that in your online head-to-head games. I think it goes without saying that when you play against a user, users typically like to play a little bit more rough with their hits, hit sticking, tacking people. So we should hopefully see some of that wear and tear and significant changes. Where can you see it? Well, you have several options. You can do it on player reticle, where you can see the left side wear and tear bars, right side fatigue. Note the bars depleting only represent the most hurt body part. You can also see in the depth chart here, you can see a wear and tear panel on the bottom right of the player's card, as well as the total and attributes decreasing on the spreadsheet. You can see in coach vision, hold left trigger and right stick down to see the wear and tear stats of your entire team. That's important to know because that means we might see it online play. You might see it. Picture in picture in the play call menu. We've added a ton of wear and tear get up animations. As the player is banged up, you'll see a variety of animations for any given body part depending on the severity. You can also manage your player's wear and tear in the Dynasty player card. So the animations there, that's another thing. That's cool too. So you're saying if someone gets hurt, we'll see them get up slower. We'll see them favor that hurt part more. Once again, this is a really, you can tell it's like an integral feature. I need to see it online. I need to give it to me, please. All right, changing the game. With these changes, wear and tear will add new depths to the player's gameplay more than ever before. Up until now, aside from the risk of throwing interception or fumbling, what has been the impacts of throwing the ball 40 to 50 times a game? Look at that, that's a shot right there. EA doing their own shots. They're saying, hey man, what were the impacts of really going out there and throwing all this time of the game? Because injuries weren't on in Madden. Now, gameplay decisions come from a physical consequence for your virtual players, adding another layer of authenticity and balance to the game. It's not just about the immediate win anymore. Now you have to consider long-term health performance of your team. See, once again, for Dynasty, Road to Glory, it sounds amazing. For online, it needs to be you have to play smart so that your players are available when you need them. If you're putting Tyreek Hill or these college players in these two-man situations where they can get lit up, they get hit, all of that, they need to have a way to where it's reflected, to where maybe they're not going to be trying to catch the ball as much, maybe they are going to get hurt. It needs to be reflected in the game. It needs to be. With the introduction of wear and tear, fatigue has been completely overhauled, whereas wear and tear accounts for physical impact. Fatigue is primarily a conditioning feature designed to provide more realistic snap counts at the college level. It's something to pay attention to on a drive-to-drive basis. Let's say a running back gets 3 consecutive carries for positive yards. You may notice them huffing and puffing in pre-play. On a subsequent carry, they'll likely come out of the game. However, recovery has been changed to where it'll likely be only for a single play so they can catch their breath and get right back onto the field. That's also a good thing too, and encourage people to use more of their team I think a lot of times people just kind of stick with starters. Like if you're able to actually see a proper fatigue system where you have to use the backups, I think that's really going to help things out. Because think about all the times is all the stuff that we do in a game where you have people dropping back, people running routes, and people really ever get tired. Hopefully if you see this, like it actually is going to incorporate you having to make those strategic decisions and know your backups, know who to put someone else in. So I'm excited for that. And the option game. This is going to be one of those topics that I know is going to be very big. College is a option friendly type of style of play. So how they incorporate this in the EA College Football 25 is very important to see. Campus IQ encompasses the overarching concept that has built gameplay to be what it is today. With that said, college gameplay was built on 3 fundamental pillars, all 22. This is what they had earlier, so I'm not going to reread this. All right, so here you go. The option game is a fundamental part of college football. We made it through a thorough effort to add authenticity, depth, and balance. The first thing that we targeted was to make the mechanic mirror a real-life quarterback and running back exchange. In an actual game, the quarterback places the ball in the running back's belly with the intent he's going to hand it off. However, if the read keys come down, he pulls the ball. This is now replicated in the game with the A or X button functioning as a pull or keep button. Yeah, we know that. The changes to the pull mechanic simplifies your reads while also making RPOs much more usable. If you don't touch anything, the quarterback will simply hand the ball off to the running back. In an RPO scenario, if you want to bail from the read and run, press A. If you want to hit the receiver, you can simply press the receiver's corresponding button immediately to throw. Looking to keep the ball with a QB on an RPO, this type of RPO dictates whether you can read peak or can't alert glance. So if you can read peak, you can keep the ball with the quarterback. And if it's alerted glance, you can't keep it. You hand it off or you pass it. So it's good to know that there's, definitive plays. It's not going to be one of those things where it's like, oh, you could do all these options, because it's going to be nightmare on defense. Now they're like, okay, we're going to limit to where for each of these RPOs you use, you pretty much have 2 options that are going to come about. We made adjustments to differentiate. Oh, that word's kicking my ass today. We made adjustments to pitch strength. Now a quick tap will execute a quick pitch while holding down L1, LB will result in a strong pitch. A quick tap for a swift pitch, useful in tight spots. However, it might not hit the pitch back in stride. So basically, if you do a quick tap, you can get the ball out quickly, but it might not hit them in stride, so they might have to slow down to catch it. Holding down the L1, LB for a strong pitch is suitable when there's ample space between you and the approaching defender. It requires more time, but offers precision and accuracy and velocity. Fake pitching is back out of it by double tapping L1, LB. So that's interesting. So I'm guessing the soft tap is going to be if someone's coming at you quickly, you need to get the ball out. The strong pitch is going to be where you're just like, I got the time, we can get actually a more accurate pitch. But it sounds like with the soft pitch, there is a chance it might be inaccurate and cause a fumble, which is going to be important to remember, because with these option plays, you got to have like some way of kind of like balancing out. So I do wonder how that's going to work. And then fake pitching is very interesting too, because you can probably get some nasty combinations if your quarterback's fast enough. New control around when the quarterback will branch out of movement option has been added as well. If you hold right trigger R2 when you're a couple yards past the line of scrimmage, you'll branch to the standard ball carrier movement uses, and you got the edge to decide to try and take it to the crib with the quarterback. So I think what they're saying with this one is when you are running with the quarterback now, you are going to get the ball carrier moves earlier than what you normally get in Madden, which I personally am thankful for, because there's been times where you're trying to run with the quarterback and you don't get your ball carrier moves. Like you can't slide because they're going to try to throw it to X or something. So hopefully this is something that will alleviate that. And if it's really good, maybe move to Madden 2, because, Sharon's Karen. Anyways, we've also added a range of new animations, including a comprehensive set of pitch animations and pitch catches. We also introduced a new pitch out of tackle animation in this year's title. So you can now pitch the ball while being tackled. I don't know how I feel about that, but as long as it kind of results in the chance that there could be some shaky pitches or people get fumble and stuff, I'm okay with that. And they kind of show it here with 15. You can see tackled and pitch the ball out. The defense has also seen significant upgrades. New AI logic has been added to read and pitch plays, including new read key animations. Read keys are now considered more realistic context when deciding to crouch or stay home. For an instance, if they're more likely to stay home and play the quarterback when on wide hash marks. Conversely, when the offense is close to a first down, they'll play the dive back more often. That actually makes more sense. Obviously, with a shorter yardage, you're probably going to run to the halfback. So to already have the computer or AI like zoning on that, I think that's a nice quality of life change. Pitch keys now exploit more varied behavior with the ability to buff whether they're playing the quarterback or running back. We introduced new coach adjustments as well. Rather than a single option defense, you can now instruct your read and catch plays separate in how they defend. These adjustments aim to offer more authentic and immersive gameplay options. We hope you enjoy the new and improved option game. So that's a cool thing right there as well. They took away just that standard option on the coach adjustments, and now they have a you can do a read and catch P for your defender. So you tell your read to do this thing and your pitch to play this separately. So I think that's going to really help out in regards to how you defend the option. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I have to read up on the difference between the read and pitch. I have a sort of idea, but definitely got to read up on it just so I can get versed in it. But having more options on defense is always a great thing. I'm never, ever, 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 ever gonna say that when you have less options, defense is better. So the fact that we can get nasty and kind of get those things segmented, I'm with that. Because it seems here you can tell the key, hey, look at the running back always, pitch, look at the other dude, and then as the opponent plays and you kind of get their style down, maybe, you know, tilt it back and revisit things. So I like that. Shells, and I'm not talking about turtles. Football problems require football solutions. With the removal of base alignment, no more base alignment, that's a big one. Ooh. I wonder if that's a matter too. Well, let's read into it. We want to put our time and effort into improving alignment, along with giving players the ability to disguise their coverages. This in addition to the chess match that our core fans have been asking for. In play call, use right stick while in formation view to command your secondary position in a range of cunningly disguised looks. These can range from a high pressure cover 0 blitz to a backdoor cover 4 look. We got to read that again, y'all. Hold on. In a play call, use right stick while in formation view to command your secondary to position in a range of cunningly disguised looks. These can range from a high pressure cover 0 blitz to a backdoor cover 4 look. So you can now tell them how to come out in formation wise without being a baseline, because that's gone. And you can now make a cover 0 look, but really you're playing like a cover 3 or a cover 2. Yeah, things are gonna get nasty on the defensive side if that's the case. Ooh. But the excitement doesn't stop there. Before the snap, you can also have the option to showcase a single high or 2 high, depending on the formation you chosen. I love it when you can let the defense get tricky, man. I really love it when you can let the defense get tricky. So you can tell them to come out at a formation shell look, and you can also say, I want to have a 2 high safety or 1 high. Ooh. Unleash your creativity with these options. Just like real life coaches confuse opposing quarterbacks, but tread with caution. If a defensive back has low composure, there's a risk he might mess up the disguised look. This is what I'm talking about. If you stick that 56 or whatever overall fast dude out there, there's a risk now that they're gonna mess up your coverage. And that needs to be a thing. Make low overalls and high overalls matter. Yes, the dude who has, only 85 speed, but he's ranked an 80 overall should be on the field over the dude that has 95 speed, but he's ranked a 60 overall, because that 80 overall will not mess up as much. I hope that's the case. I pray that's the case. Let's hope that they bring it to life with this. All right, abilities. We got to talk about a couple here. You got the field general ability. It's a mental ability. You can identify blitzes post-snap. If you get the silver one, you can identify blitzes pre-snap. If you have the gold one, you can identify blitzers and coverage shells pre-snap. That's pretty good right there. And platinum, they can identify blitzers, coverage shells, and disguise coverages pre-snap. Then you have Option King as a physical ability. They have slight accuracy increase on quick pitches, moderate accuracy increase on quick pitches, speed increase on strong pitches, significant accuracy, speed increases on the goal level, wear and tear protection on option plays, and then they get the ultimate speed accuracy increase on pitches, wear and tear options on option plays. So that's interesting. But one thing I want to know here is you'll see when you get to the gold, everything is just on the pitches, right? But not necessarily. Oh no, sorry. It does have the speed increase on all. I had to reread it, but I thought we were like leaving out some things. But okay, cool. All right. Okay. Workhorse, physical ability. Slight protection from wear and tear effects and colliding with other players. In bronze, silver, there's moderate protection. Gold, you have significant protection. And then platinum, you have ultimate protection. One thing I noticed with these abilities, like, they are nice, but they're not like game breaking, at least from what I can see. Like, there's nothing here that I'm like that looks super crazy. I mean, I don't play Ultimate Team, but I'd imagine the platinum and gold levels are going to be reserved for like the higher tier players. So don't think you're going to see that a lot unless people just are using like, you know, the high tier teams all the time. But when you're playing online, that's what you're going to see. So downhill physical ability. There's slightly more broken tackles after reaching max speed, mildly increased broken tackles after reaching max speed, significantly more broken tackles when reaching 90% of max speed, and the ultimate ability is ultimately to break tackles after reaching 80% of max speed. Once again, that is a pretty interesting ability. Interested to see how that plays out. In college football, we're introducing 80 abilities, the majority of which are completely new to the football gaming space. So they're trying to say you don't see these in Madden. These abilities are purely situational boosts, and there are no guarantees. Abilities are categorized into 2 groups, physical and mental. Each of these groups is further divided into 4 tiers: bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. The most a player can have at any given time is 5 physical and 3 mental abilities. I like that they said there's no guarantee. So they're saying that even though you're in these tier levels, you may not get that boost. So once again, kind of doing that thing where abilities are important, but you're not going to always get the guarantee with them, which is very interesting. I think that should be something that is in Madden as well, but once again, neither here nor there. Our aim is to provide players with increasing depth as they progress through these tiers. For instance, consider our new grip breaker ability under the physical category. This ability bolsters a defender's capability to disengage from a block. At the bronze and silver tiers, this ability is only applicable during run plays. However, at the gold and platinum tiers, it also applies to pass plays, with its effects significantly amplified. Another important note to make here is the abilities that players can have is solely determined by their archetype. Mental abilities, on the other hand, are dictated by the positions of the player, so they're telling you there's limits onto what type of abilities you can get based on your player archetype and also the positions that they play. So you're not going to see everyone with the same type of abilities. It is going to be locked underneath those things, which is good. Also like here that they're basically saying with that grip break ability only does run plays at first, but if you get to the higher tier, it can impact pass plays. So like, you know, you can kind of get a little tricky with things. And there's that man, Travis Hunter. There's a lot of rumors that he might be a 99 overall in the game. We'll see. Player abilities are not final. This represents game development. Look at that. So his mentals is fan favorite. He has increased composure gains at home. Best friend, QB composure gain on the first down catch. Clear headed, he has protection from composure loss. Okay. And then sure hands, he improves standard catch at 50-50, improved jump ball ability. That's interesting to see how jump balls are gonna work. Double dip, improve, and then hold on, let me zoom in. Boom, there you go. Improve double move routes. You have the layout where you improve die catches, and recoup where you improve fatigue recovery. So that's interesting. While creating abilities, we kept gameplay balance at the forefront of our development. A perfect example of this is the new pocket shield ability. This progressively makes offensive linemen hold blocks better on standard pass plays. However, even at the platinum tier, this ability doesn't apply if the distance to the first down is more than 10 yards. So you have to stay on schedule to reap the benefits. Lastly, it's still possible for linemen to lose even at platinum tier. So to let you know, if it's higher than 10 yards to first down, the ability may not work. And even if you have that platinum tier, you can still get beat. I'm really interested to see how the pass rush works in this game. You know, it's not sexy showing off pass rush, but I'm really interested to see like how exactly it pans out. Though this will be expanded upon later in the upcoming Dynasty Deep Dive, we will introduce coach abilities with gameplay effects. These abilities will have significant impacts on major features such as confidence, composure, home field advantage, and playstyle, just to name a few. Then we get the pre-snap recognition. Can you see everything at the line of scrimmage like an experienced senior? What about the freshman playing on the road in front of 100,000 screaming fans? We introduced a new pre-snap recognition feature designed to bring a level of clarity to the line of scrimmage that reflects the experience level of the player controlling the game. For instance, a freshman player may not be able to identify who's coming to blitz or what shell is at the line of scrimmage compared to what a seasoned senior would recognize. Our new system also takes into account player and coach abilities, home field advantage, and our new coverage shells, which I will talk about later, all of which impact whether a player can sit the line of scrimmage. What I get from that is, if you have more seasoned players, they're gonna have advantages over the incoming freshmen. So if like you just want to start like a random freshman because they have their better speed or better throw power, they're gonna face difficulties because they're not composed yet to be able to understand what they see out there, which is realistic. That's gonna definitely help when you're doing Dynasty Road to Glory mode, how you present your player, especially in Dynasty mode. In online head-to-head, I think that's going to be more for if you do use like a low-rated quarterback, they are going to be more shook, which is what they should be. So hopefully it kind of follows suit with that, but it sounds like a good change. What ability do I need? The field general ability is what brings all this together. Here's how it works. Bronze tier, blitzes are highlighted, but only after the snap. This gives players a basic level of awareness, but requires them to react quickly. Players can spot versus before the snap, but only if they're close to the line of scrimmage and only for a brief moment. This gives players a slight edge and allows them to plan their moves with a bit more foresight. Gold tier unveils the coverage shell momentarily, giving players a glimpse of defensive strategy. Platinum tier allows players to see even disguised shells a bit briefly. This is designed to ensure that defensive player can make strategic adjustments in response. So it looks like even as you go through all those field general things, you only see it for a brief moment. So it's not like it's just going to stay up until the ball snaps. So you have to really lock in, make quick adjustments. But you can still, if you know that your opponent has that platinum tier, know that they're seeing you and make adjustments to counteract that they won't be able to see. So I like that. It's like a little game of cat and mouse. It's going to definitely make people who are more on with their audibles, they have a way to counteract it, versus people who just kind of sit in the same thing, have to really, think about what changes they want to make. The pre-snap recognition feature adds a new dimension to gameplay, rewarding players who can quickly analyze and adapt to evolving game situations on the field. And here to go with an example of it. He saw those two people blitzing, he did a play action and got the ball out. Confidence and composure. In college football 25, the game isn't only about who has the most skilled players on the field, it's also about who can maintain their composure in high pressure situations. Confidence and composure is about moment-to-moment gameplay, reflecting the real-life ups and downs of these student athletes as each play unfolds. Just like we see on Saturdays, players can get hot or cold depending on the outcome of each play. It's the key right there. Experience plays a critical role in confidence composure. A freshman player will have more volatile swings compared to a seasoned senior. As the crowd level increases, the effect on players' confidence increases progressively. This emphasizes the importance of a composure in the digital gridiron, making it a crucial factor to consider for every play in every game. No different than what we see on Saturdays with a young starter. It's important to control the game and keep the chains moving. You have the chance for your players to become cold. If they become cold, you have to sub someone else in who is not cold so that it can make plays. That's really important. If you have someone who's struggling, you now have to say, okay, I know this dude got a high overall, he's good. He is struggling right now. I got to get him out the game because they have lost their composure. I'm all for making people have to think. All for it. And if this is something that we'll see in online head-to-head games especially, I like it already. In heat atmosphere, the rival game, like the game, the stakes of maintaining composure are even higher. Events such as scoring touchdowns can lift the morale of your entire team, while individual achievements such as a pass breaker can significantly boost the composure of the player who made the big play. It's worth to note that composure is highly individualized, driven by a player's archetype. For instance, when your player starts to cook, a scrambling quarterback will have improved ball security, while a field runner will benefit from improved throw accuracy. Additionally, players can have unique mental abilities that influence their composure. These abilities can affect their teammates for that position group. Consider the Legion ability, which increases the confidence of each of other defensive backs when the players get an interception. Take note, these mental abilities are lost anytime a player goes cold, meaning making the management of confidence and composure even more essential. So you have to basically make sure that you're always looking at how your players on the field are doing, because it can impact the entire team. And I do like that when you start doing well and get on fire, it will increase things for you naturally. Like a scrambling quarterback will have improved ball security, Phil Jones has improved throw accuracy, which is what you should emulate by your player doing well. I will leave the heavy details for the Dynasty blog, but your coach abilities also play an important role in composure. The effects are similar and remind me of the USC led by true freshman quarterback, went to the Horseshoe and beat Ohio State in 2009. Coach vision. This is a real-time pre-snap information system designed to quickly provide you a detailed overview of these features when holding the left trigger. First, you have the wear and tear feature that calls out the most damaged part of a player's body. Composure and confidence. Our dual-sided bar system provides real-time insight into your player's performance. A red bar suggests your player is starting to cook, while a blue one indicates he's getting cold. If a red flame icon or blue snowflake symbol appears, it signifies that your players reach a maximum in their respective areas. So you're looking at the composure, these guys in blue, a little cold, these are getting hot here, he's heating up, O-line is doing a little something. Abilities, this highlights the player's abilities on both sides of the ball, so you can see with the icons what abilities players have. Matchups, while the idea of showing matchups is not new, we have reworked the formula to make this easy, accessible, and straightforward to you. This is now color-coded for ease of understanding. Green for a favorable matchup, yellow for an even one, and red for a disadvantage. The system enables you to quickly assess the situation and adjust your game plan accordingly. We all remember when matchups were in Madden. Definitely just kind of lets you know if your wide receiver or your cornerback had an advantage over that player. They took it out. I was okay with it being taken out, but being put back in now to make it a little bit easier, that's also cool. I think in college, it makes more sense to have that, because in college, there could be a very, very big discrepancy of who's defending someone versus who they're actually defending, versus NFL, you know who the all-stars are, but there's like that small, like most mid corners can for the most part do okay with a lot of the lower 2 wide receivers. So I think having it back in college makes more sense. If you got someone on there who you know has no business to be covering that guy, you can see it in real time versus having to go and look like, oh man, this dude should not have been covering him. Home field advantage. Winning a football game at Division I level is tough. Winning on the road is even tougher. Every Saturday, witness the significant impact that the home field advantage plays in determining the game's outcome. On the virtual gridiron EA Sports College Football, that will be no different. Firstly, we aim to pay off and differentiate the top environments in college football. This differentiation involved 2 core elements: audio and in-game modifiers. Modifiers are effects that disrupt your gameplay both pre and post snap. For instance, you might experience squiggly lines, play art appearing incorrectly, audibles and hot route failing to register at higher rates, or receiver icons fading in and out during a crucial moment of your game. Next, we consider the critical elements of confidence, composure, and player experience. As noted above in the confidence composure section, we wanted to ensure that these elements were factored into how much the hostile environment impacted you, both pre and post snap. This allows for more immersive experience and adds another layer of strategy to gameplay. With the limited ability to communicate on the field, the initial correct play call would be as important as ever. In addition, we decided to pay homage to classic 06 version of the game by reintroducing a similar screen shake stadium pulse meter, allowing you to tell the crowd to get louder by flicking up on the right stick. Our audio team really helped bring home field advantage to life with our new stadium mixes. This nostalgia feature not only adds a touch of authenticity, but also intensifies the moment, making it feel right in the heart of the action. So that's incredibly cool. I think we all know you can, on defense, like flick up and tell your players to do this in Madden, but it doesn't really do anything. So now to know that in college football, you can actually use that to actually increase the sound, make the stadium get louder, really get people more messed up. I think that's a dope feature, and I hope it's on online because that's something where I'm very interested to see it play out. It's also important to note that the home field advantage only impacts the visiting team. Just like in real life, this feature is entirely situation-based. Staying within manageable down distance is vital to successfully moving the ball down the field. As the game situation gets tougher, the crowd noise intensifies. The louder the crowd gets, the higher the modifier and composure hits. It's designed to accurately reflect the real-life dynamics of playing a hostile environment, further adding an immersive gaming experience. Look at that screen just shaking and pulsating, bro. It's crazy. Pre-play controls. The year before each snap, you'll notice several enhancements designed to amplify the strategic gameplay. Hot routes have undergone a revamp, providing all players with access to 12 unique routes. For instance, the new Bang 8 route has been incorporated into outside wide receiver tree. This entire route tree is relevant for all quarterbacks without the need of an ability. I feel like that's a direct shot at Madden. I wonder if Madden is going to go that route too. As you can see here, Bang 8s and all this. Yes. Defensively, the risk factor associated with run commit has been toned down as well. Traditionally, the risk was conceding a touch on the offense, opted for a pass, with the reward potentially being a tackle for loss. Now this mechanic only affects defenders' position in the box. Lastly, we're introducing custom stems, a new feature that allows you to adjust the distance of a receiver route. While hot routing, press and hold L1 to start adjusting. Move left stick to modify the distance by a single yard, or the D-pad for alternators in 5-yard increments. You can now see the route update in real time. Simply use L1 to confirm your settings and you're all set. That is, let's back up first off. Run commit now not being like an all-out thing, but only affecting people in the box. Big update there. So now you don't have to fear when you do that you're gonna get beat. I don't really see a lot of people run commit, but I always felt like if you did run commit and you're playing against someone that's passing, you're just gonna get toast. So now it's like they're stemming that back. Custom seams, the way of working where you can do the left stick to modify by the single yard or D-pad for alternators in 5 yards or more. That's gonna be a very smart system. I feel like that has to come over to Madden. It makes sense to, but I'm interested to see how that is, because there are some routes where you're like, I don't want it to be right at the line. I want it to be a little bit above, because we have people that now they play protect the sticks, or they do their curl flats, or not the curl flats. They're their zone downs, zone. I don't know why it's gaming, but you know what I mean, where you set your zone at a certain length. So now to know that you can kind of get over that to where you can throw it over that defender and not be locked in. That's actually something that I'm very interested in seeing how that implements and does, and I will definitely be utilizing it. Revamp passing. Quarterback, the iconic position in football. Our main objective is the pass game was to hone the art of layering the football. This includes everything from dropping the ball in the bucket to your tight end, between the linebacker free safety to throwing a bullet on a 12-yard dig route. These new trajectories change how really allow you to throw the receiver open. To accomplish this, we increased the variance of the left stick pass lead intent, changed our inaccuracy miss location, overhauled our passing trajectories. The biggest change you will feel immediately is how we evolved the concept of throw power. Now, throw power doesn't simply refer to the distance of the throw, but how hard you can throw it. You often hear color commentators discuss the quarterback's arm strength in the context of 10 to 15 yard bullets on the hook and dig routes rather than 60+ yard throws. While these enhancements are exciting, it's important to maintain balance. For years, players have been able to hold a bullet pass a little to no consequence. However, in the new system, the distance of the throw and the quarterback's attributes and abilities will affect the accuracy of the bullet, potentially resulting in accuracy penalties. At the start of the pass, you'll notice 3 colors: blue, yellow, and red. The size of these sections depend on your quarterback's attribute, abilities, and throw distance, and other factors that impact accuracy, such as being pressured, back foot, on the run. Landing in the blue increases the chances of a safe, accurate ball, while landing in the yellow can mean more uncertainty from your ideal target. Red areas indicate potential inaccuracy. The longer you stay in red, the greater the penalty. Keep in mind that not all red sections are equal. Quarterbacks with weaker arm or low accuracy ratings will have larger red sections. No difference than from real life. Trying to push the ball down consistently with a quarterback with a weak arm is not a great move. Let's dig into that. You have blue, which is going to be good. Yellow, which is like, it might not be perfect, but hopefully it gets there. Red is you're just off. Now, this is all impacted by different attributes, such as if you're throwing the run, if you're being pressured. But the thing I want to really homer in on is if you use another quarterback, let's say you don't want to use your all-star quarterback, you want to use the low overall guy who might have, maybe a more speed, their red section is going to be bigger. They're not all going to be equal. So now we're getting into the things of if you want to use another quarterback, you got to play with them how you have to play with them, where they're now going to be at disadvantage. So you're really going to see having to like, do I want to use the hot shot who's got more speed but hard to throw it versus old reliable who may not be fast? I'm loving right now that there's an emphasis on the different types of players that you'll see. It isn't like, okay, everyone for the most part plays a little bit the same and there might be these key differences. You're actually seeing that, no, based on how these people are, there's going to be differences that you are going to have to actually handle and deal with. So super excited for that one. Super excited. This new and improved mechanic adds engagement dimension to the game, distinguish the digital signals in a unique way. That's what I love. You're going to see the differences in quarterbacks. If you're using a lower rank backup, they're going to be different than if you're using the higher rate starter. We have made significant enhancements to the pump fake mechanic. Now, when you're playing with a pass meter, the meter will appear over the receiver your pump fake it to. It's no longer necessary for the receiver to execute a double move for a defender to react in that direction. We have worked on improving the defender's reaction to the pump fake in terms of the angle they take, the duration of the reaction, and more. These improvements add another layer to the passing game. I gotta read that again. Now, when you're playing with a pass meter, the meter will appear over the receiver you're pump fake it to. Oh, I see. So like now, they're adding more to the commitment to where if you're pump faking, it's gonna have that meter go up, people are gonna see it, and it's gonna make you wanna have to go towards that person. Okay, all right. Introducing the switch stick. Have you ever found yourself making adjustments to defend your opponent's pass in the game, all to try and stop the same pass play from being used repeatedly against your defense? Get ready for control you never had. We're introducing the switch stick, a simple yet powerful tool to make defense switching more compelling. When you're lurking in pass coverage, flick the right stick. This will directly switch you to the other coverage defenders according to the direction of your flick. This allows you to play multiple levels on the field in an instant. So let's look at this video here. You see where it starts. You're at A, you flick over, and you're able to go to 1 or 7. Let me see. Boom. You flicked over. Ah, I see. We know the pain of getting caught on your defensive line while trying to make adjustments. So additionally, when in a pass situation, press the left stick plus BO to switch directionally. What about the hit stick? No worries here. Once the quarterback is throwing the ball across the line, stream with the right stick turns back into the hit stick. So I like that. If you're stuck on the line, you can now use the left stick and B or O to switch directionally so you can go back to coverage, which happened all the time in Madden 24. How many times you heard me be like, damn, I got stuck on my D line. Now you actually have something to combat it. The defensive game has changed. Enjoy. So this is one of those things where I know it's going to be a nasty feature. I just got to see how it works out. But it looks like now you can literally just swap over. Yep. And just instantly take that. So yeah, that's going to be one of those things where it's like hard to deal, tough to master. And I think it's going to allow some really sticky situations. But now you just know that, hey, you're going to have to play the whole field properly now. So very interesting to see how that comes out. Playbooks and team style. This year, over 1,500 new plays, more than 50 formations, along with 134 team playbooks have been created to reflect current offensive and defensive trends in the sport. In addition to team playbooks, College Football 25 also includes 10 non-team playbooks. These are based on a variety of play styles such as air raid, multiple, pistol, power spread, option, pro, run and shoot, spread option, and veer and shoot. These playbooks can be customized and saved to the custom playbook, add an extra layer of strategy to the game. Staying true to the theme of player control, a brand new type of trick play will debut, the DIY reverse. In these plays, you'll decide where to hand off to your team by using the L1, LB, or keep the ball and run. Introduce exciting plays such as the halfback direct DIY reverse, designed to keep defense on their toes. The game action picks up the addition of trick plays including double pass, reverse pass, and reverse flea flicker. A note to consider is that when running any given trick play, the defense will adapt, making these play calls a much riskier proposition, so the defense will adapt to the trick plays as you keep using them. A new glance RPO play type has been added, giving players the ability to read a safety to the side of the glance route, which is a short post. This year's game is filled with RPO plays. Consequently, we recognize the need to enhance the defensive ability to counter them. In majority of defensive alignments, defenders who are positioned away from a run action will prioritize their pass responsibility. Additionally, defenders have been designed to be more aggressive in fending off blocks from incoming receivers. On top of that, run-fit defenders are now capable of responding to the run action more rapidly, enabling them to come downhill and make a stop. So they've toned up the defense to deal with RPOs, because I'm sure they heard with Madden 24 how people had difficulties playing RPOs. They are saying for EA Sports College Football, we've done amped the defense to where they should be able to respond to that. When it comes to attention to detail, we didn't stop there. You'll see the popular wide formation splits from teams such as Oklahoma and Tennessee, which are spread further out in traditional formations, a characteristic of the veer and shoot play style. And they give us the example of this where this does indeed look a little bit more out wide than normal. The flexible and option defense is also introduced, featuring base plays such as triple option, midline, rocket toss, counter option, and zone dive. On the defense side of the ball, the playbooks assigned to teams include the free 2-6, free 4, multiple free 5, free 5 tight, 4-2-5, 4 free, multiple, and multiple. Jeez, 4 free, multiple, and multiple. Oh man. Boy, they're feeding us with this blog. Tempo game. In order to replicate the quick-paced nature of college football, we introduced several modifications prior to the snap. These include no huddle and a new turbo tempo type, both aiming to speed up the game flow. In the no huddle tempo, players rush back to the line, offering traditional tempo option on the Y and triangle. Although there is no huddle, audibles to plays on your personal group are still possible. Meanwhile, the turbo tempo encapsulates a rapid rush to the line of play, activated by pressing the square X post play. Dating back to the blur offense days of Oregon, you're essentially trading the ability to hot route and audible at the line of scrimmage for the advantage of the defense not being set, the defensive line being slower off the ball. Take note that in order for this to be effective, you need to snap the ball within the early stages of the play clock. If you want to define this as your play style, you can turn the setting on your coach adjustments settings. Pressing B or circle in the post play allows you to revert any preset tempo and coach adjusts back to huddle. With these new controls, spike function has been incorporated into turbo's tempo. Ooh. AI teams will now exhibit distinctive identities in their tempo usage. Teams like Oklahoma, for instance, adopted an up-tempo strategy for most of the game, possibly calling for a shot play after securing a first down in certain areas of the field at a fast pace. Conversely, teams like Michigan may only resort to this move following significant play to jump-start the offense when losing. In relation to clock management, AI decision-making regarding timeout usage has been undergoing substantial revision to more accurately mirror the strategic decision-making of real-life coaches. Both players and AI can now initiate a spike from any alignment, therefore conserving crucial seconds. In situations where a player out of AI is about to audible, players will glance toward the sideline looking at a play call holders on both offense and defense. If the defense is caught looking at the sideline, they will be slower to get off the ball. There's a lot there to digest, man. So you have like the no huddle, which you get full access to your playbook. You have the tempo, which is you don't get a full access, it's gonna make audibles, but if the defense is caught off guard, you'll see it come up more. That's interesting. I gotta see how that plays out, but that is definitely interesting right there. That's promising. Note the walk to the line is back and officials are spotting the ball, so the heart pumping moment of order, now you'll be able to snap the ball in time is back. Oh, so you have to wait for the officials to drop the ball. Okay, all right. Real-time coaching. Making its debut in this year's edition, the real-time coaching RTC feature is an adaptive coaching engine designed to authentically enhance both offensive and defensive CPU gameplay. In this RTC engine, coaching aggressiveness possesses unique adaptive and adjustment levels. This means that different coaches will react and adapt differently to the successful run or pass games, thus creating a more authentic, dynamic, unpredictable game environment. Additionally, the AI now has full access to full range of adjustments, just like a human player would make. As a result, you can expect to see teams employ an array of adjustments such as shade techniques, showing blitz, run commits, QB contains, and spies, to name just a few situational adjustments. I did not know the computer didn't have access to those before, so that's interesting that they finally get the full playbook. The AI will also recognize and adapt to your offensive personnel. For instance, if you're dominating a team with the inside zone out of 11 personnel, you'll notice the computer tweaking their defensive line, providing a different look to potentially alter your play call. If you're having significant success on the ground, you may find some teams blowing the box up earlier than others. Furthermore, the AI is designed to be aware of your players' ratings and abilities. If you have an elite wideout, some teams might double him from the jump or match him with their top corner. This is an example of the best on best matchup strategy enabled by the RTC. The defensive AI is also capable of disguising coverages, adding a new layer of challenge to the gameplay. Situational adjustments are another key feature of the new engine. Despite being in its first year, the engine significantly enhances the pre-snap adjustment chess matches. For example, in scenarios where you are inside the 10 with man coverage, expect to see more press and inside shade techniques forcing the ball out and over the top. Another example of situational adjustment is when the opposition is leading by free scores late in the clock. In this case, you'll notice them keeping the ball on the side and tackling conservatively to keep the clock ticking. In conclusion, this is the first implementation of this financial feature. The groundwork for ultimate strategic experience has been laid, and we can't wait to see where it goes from here. I gotta get some water, man. It's a lot of reading. Hold on. All right. A lot of that's for like when you go against the computer. So now you're hearing the computer's going to be a worthy opponent, basically. There's a lot of tools that they've given them to really give you a good game. So great to hear. In the trenches, all the features mentioned above are great, but we know the championships are won in the trenches. If your offensive line can't hold up, nothing else matters. This year, our primary emphasis up front was showing what true game records look and feel like inside. There's more to the game than just sacking a quarterback. Great defensive linemen can dominate inside just by using the size and strength advantage to create consistent pressure and manipulating the pocket. A new pass protection mechanic has been added, which provides 6 pass protection targeting schemes. These schemes allow players to have increased control over matchups. Though user interface matchup lines, players can now see who is targeting who, and indicators will show unblocked defenders. Additionally, the pocket formation on pass plays has been improved to enhance the overall gameplay. To maintain the flow of the momentum and blocking interactions, 400 animations have been added. These animations not only cover open field blocking, but also extend to the pass blocking and run blocking to the point of attacks and engagements. This helps deliver an aggressive and all-powerful experience in trenches akin to what is played out in real life on Saturdays. The pass rush and run stopping power of the defense has been significantly upgraded. The ability for a pass rush to play more pass rush moves and more often has been increased. This improvement is back with new animations. Similarly, defenders now have an increased ability to play more shed moves in the run game, also supported with new animations. These upgrades aim to enhance the activity in the trenches, making it more lifelike. Another key focus of the development was the targeting system for the fundamental blocking schemes, such as inside and outside zones. The aim here is to increase the user's ability to predict the outcome of targeting and be confident the defender who needs to get picked up will get targeted. Basically just saying that they've improved pass protection. They've improved how you can target players. So if you know that there's someone on the blitz coming, you can definitely target them and be confident they're going to get blocked. It also lets you know if there's anyone who's going to come in that's unblocked, which is interesting. And then it looks like pass rush wise, players are going to have access to more pass rush moves, which will hopefully let them get off blocks more, which will hopefully let them be able to get to the quarterbacks more. So you're not sitting there where quarterbacks have all this time. You see it all the time in Madden where like you have some teams that just get a whole bunch of time because of their O-line and blocking. Like in real NFL, you don't get that much time, and even in football, you don't get that much time. So hopefully it stays that consistent with his. It's pouring out here. Throwing or handling wet football is challenging and a fundamental component of the game. We have introduced several changes to the gameplay that make the experience more immersive and realistically difficult. The weather now plays a significant role in influencing the outcome of the game, and the effects are far from subtle. Let's first touch on player movement. Harsh weather conditions affect the movement of your players. It's challenging to plant and cut in these conditions, and this will be the first thing you feel. The pass the game faces considerable impact when playing under harsh weather conditions as well. Players will notice wobbly passes, impacted pass accuracy, and throw power, some of the other gameplay elements affected by the weather. The chances of increased drops and fumbles also rise under adverse weather conditions. The ball becomes slippery and harder to hold on to, increasing the risk of turnovers. This aspect means that players will have extra cautious when handling the ball while using the R1 cover ball mechanic. This is not a one-way street, however. Weather Weather will also make base, wrap, and dive tagging a bit more challenging as well. Lastly, weather impacts special teams. You will feel hits to your kick power and accuracy. Kicking the ball in heavy rain or snow can drastically alter its trajectory and distance, making field goals and punts a challenging task. All that sounds great. You don't really see weather games a lot when you're playing online head-to-head, but if you're in dynasty mode, you got to go to, basic conditions and everything in different places. This is probably going to come into play more. It's the little things. You may have noticed in the trailer, but in case you didn't, new 1-foot sideline catch animations have been added. You can access these using the possession catch near the sideline. New walk line animations have been added. Now all players on each side of the ball will walk to the line following a play call. The timing of when you can snap should still feel quick while giving the opposing team time for adjustments. Defensive pursuit has been refreshed and collaged to represent the wider range of player abilities in real life to track the ball carrying space. A player's pursuit rating is key in this aspect. Playmaker, a fan favorite. The playmaker mechanic, our right stick on pass plays, has been revamped for increased responsiveness and control. In play action, when play action is called in run situations such as first down or less than 3 yards to the first down, the effect on run fit defenders are not amplified. So that right there is key. They're saying if you call play action in situations where play action makes sense, it will amplify the effect. So I'm sure people saw on Madden, and I hate using Madden, but that's the only football game we had, right? Where people call play action and they would just immediately not be fooled by it. Now they're saying if you have your run fit defenders and you call them play action, they're gonna take it more seriously. So that's a great change in my opinion, because I like play action. You want to see more play action. So okay, it's good. Talk about the kick meter, whether the kick was wide right in 91 or a chip shot down the middle to win the 2010 national championship. The kicker in college football plays a vital role that is often overlooked until the game is on the line. This year, the role is given the love it deserves with the introduction of a new and intuitive new kicking meter that truly refreshes the kicking game. How does it work? The distance of the kick along with the kicker's rating decide the green and yellow regions of the meter. This means that longer kicks with lower rated kickers will have smaller green zones, making the kick more challenging. It adds an element of strategy to your game as you need to consider your kicker's ability before making a long distance attempt. The speed of the ball moves from side to side on the accuracy meter is based on the distance of the kick. Simply the further kick, the faster the ball moves. Once again, increasing level of different for long range attempts. As the ball is moving side to side, your goal is to lock the ball into the green portion of the meter by pressing the A or X button. Once that's locked in, you'll see the power meter fill up. To achieve maximum power, you'll need to release the A or X button right before the red portion of the meter. Timing is key, and excitement of knowing the perfect kick is a thrill that's hard to watch. That's hard to match. If you miss to the right of the middle, the accuracy meter, the ball will veer right, and vice versa if you miss to the left. The mechanic makes accuracy just as important as power, reflecting real life pressure that kickers face. Lastly, hitting the red represents an overkick. This could result in varied outcomes in terms of inaccuracy, making it a risky move. Overkick could potentially give you the distance you need, but at the potential cost of missing a field goal entirely. I'm just glad that they made the kicking somewhat harder. I think we all can agree, kicking has been really easy. No thought about it. Like anything that they can do to make it actually be different and challenging, I'll take. And this new system, it definitely seems like one of those things where you can see it being difficult, you can see it being hard. Hopefully it's something that's gonna result in people missing field goals more. And I'm still wondering if you can still ice the kicker. I'm sure you can, but want to see how that incorporates that too. Swag out. We wanted to put post-play creativity in your hands. We understand how much self-expression adds to the feeling times and moments you can create, and want you to celebrate the way you want every time you score and make a play. Welcome to our new celebration system. This year, we now have the choice from a variety of 20 different touchdown celebrations, 4 interception celebrations, and 4 first down celebrations. So how does it work? It's simple. When you score, you can press in one of our 4 directions on the right stick. If you want to take it up a notch, you can combine the right stick with either left bumper or left trigger, or right bumper and right trigger. This allows you to swag it out, get pumped, or taunt the crowd how you want. Have fun exploring the options of pause the game, check out a full list in the menu. With this feature, you can do everything from striking the iconic Heisman pose to taunting the opposing crowd with your hand to your ear. We ensure that all of our celebrations are within the range of what you see on Saturdays. Nothing over the top, keeping everything true to the spirit of college football. Enjoy. So now you have options when you come to celebrate. You can pick from a whole list of celebrations, which is cool. More ways to differentiate, say more things to learn to do on the field. Victory formation. Welcome to victory formation. We all know that feeling, a pivotal run on 3rd and 4th or short, and the opposing team is out of timeouts, and our running back gets enough to steal the game. As long as football games existed after this game-clinching moment, you'll have to sit under the center for 30 seconds plus to take 3 consecutive kneel downs. Well, I'm happy to say those days are over. This year, as soon as the game is mathematically over, just take a knee. Players will come onto the field who will assimilate the following kneel downs. Not only does it feel excited, but also gets you back in the next game, whenever that may be. So that kind of sounds like something that you're going to see in like the dynasty mode. I don't think they would do that in online games, but then again, maybe they will, because they can do the math and be like, oh, this is over with, so just kneel down and we'll get you out of here. Which I'm not opposed to. I'm not opposed to that. Time to get on the field. And just like that, the blog has come to an end. The love, dedication, commitment from our team. Delivering EA College Sports Football 25 makes me proud and fortunate to be a part of. The passion this team has been driving force behind the game and the sentiment that's visibly shown. As soon as you launch the game, with the amount of features and details in the Campus Huddle article, you can understand the game is not fast following anything, but instead is a trailblazing new path with its fundamental and forwarding feature approach in our American football space. One of our top team models this year was "This is their game," and we stand by that. For other development process, we reviewed thousands of wish list tweets and forum posts regarding your hopes for the game. There's a ton here, and we did not get everything, but I can tell you that the proverbial Trojan sword has been planted at the midfield, signifying dedication to this project. It's been an awesome journey thus far, and I'm crazy excited about where we go from here. Great work, team. We'll be back with more presented to college football, uttermost coming out this year, later this summer. Until next time, winter's out and I'm out. All right, so that was a lot. They went in depth. The gameplay trailer and this blog. This is a long blog. You know, I had to drink water during it, but they went in depth. I am loving what I'm seeing. As someone that is primarily a Madden player, I am a little bit jelly with some of these features. I'm like, I hope we see these in 25. But seeing this, obviously we have to wait to get our hands on the game, but seeing and reading this makes you feel as if the game is gonna go somewhere. It's gonna do some damage. You know, I'm curious to see what that transition to Madden will be like, because what I'm reading right now, I'm like, college football is gonna be hard to put down if this plays like how I think it's gonna play. And I've been hearing the rumblings that the dev team was given the green light to like make the game however you want to make it. We're not gonna, you know, the suits aren't gonna get in your way. And by them saying that this is your game, they're trying to kind of let you know, like, hey, this is our passion project to y'all. So very interested in seeing how it all plays. Let me know in the comments below what features you're looking forward to. Me, I'm looking forward to that wear and tear feature, hopefully helping it decide how people play. I'm looking forward to seeing how the QB accuracies and ratings will matter when it comes to that passing meter. I'm also looking forward to seeing how well the defense has improved in play, and of course looking forward to the pass rush. July 16th or 19th for people who don't get the Deluxe Edition. Can't come here soon enough. I'm super excited. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you want to see more NCAA stuff, let me know. Basically, yeah, if you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Until next time, it's about Viciousfolife. Peace.